Blessings, Grand Rising, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be actually the 10th episode on the High Vibe Hangout series. It's the High Vibe Human Experience Hangout. And today I have a guest that was with me kind of at the start of it. And I really find him to be super high vibe because he is constantly in service to others. His mission is to get people well. And I really appreciate that. Master Jeff Mamora, how are you? Blessings.
Super blessed. I'm a little bit better. I was purging like a month though this morning, so you could tell my face was a little swollen.
Your testimony to your own goods.
Oh man, I call it waterfalls. I would tell my students, I hit you up later. I'm having waterfalls.
That's the new word then. Yeah, I wound up getting to see when we met in, I think 2019 at Dimensions of Disclosure.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, another SoCal light worker. He was healing just guests and speakers and people there. And I believe using patches there. And then we ran into each other at our girlfriend Patricia's house and all these places. But I got to see you and Lexi Eisenhower the beginning of the year. And he brought his delicious cacao treats. I was waterfalling for days. And I felt amazing. It was like metal stuff, parasites coming, everything was coming out. So you're like the grand mix master. You're grand mix master, Jeff.
I appreciate that. And because most people when they're having waterfalls out of their and they're crying and they get upset. And I told them you have to hold gratitude, even though that's so. Because when you're detoxing like that, you're detoxing your old self, old patterns, old parasitic, even entities that's holding to you. So there is actually mindfulness where you're having waterfalls.
Oh yeah, I'm like, get it out, yes. I'm like, whoo! I just felt every time. Oh boy, knew it was too good to be true. Hold on, Bobo. There's the dog. Well, I'm really honored you're back today. We're just going to ignore the dog for a second because a motorcycle's going by. Bo's happy you're here too. Okay, it's done. So, Master Jeff you heal remotely and you have a few fundraisers going on. I'd love for you to share about that.
Okay. As far as the event yet, the fundraiser event is not set up because I'm still looking for a location. But the intention is clear. I'm accepting donation, but I'm still not positive. I was trying to do the GoFundMe, but then that's not good. And then I'm going to do Give, Send, Go, but I have not. If you're watching this, if you're anyone in person that have a positive experience, let's do that. Now, this is to help East Palestine. I cry every night when I watch those videos from the kids getting sick, not able to breathe, and all that.
This is Ohio. Yeah.
Just like beautiful Heidi was explaining earlier, I'm a master healer and master teacher. But what I do, everything is instant and you could done remotely. I did 2 videos already. I tag you on it. Hundreds of people remotely already being helped, just holding water, salt in front of my transmissions. And one of the main tools I use to detox is this crystal patches. And you don't necessarily have to have it in hand for you to actually feel it. You could just follow the video's instruction. So we could probably put that on the link. So just put water, salt, gratitude, and I'm doing the transmitting. I did a podcast recently with an abuse of beautiful soul, Grace McGrady. We were subject about sexual transmutation, but she got into me because of the parasite cleanse, and she was pooping out worms for days just doing the transmission. She just kept replaying the videos, putting the hot water, salt, gratitude, and I'm transmitting glutathione, I'm transmitting carbon 60, and everything that I measured that will, because I don't just transmit stuff, I measured. So I have the video and the picture of the air and the water from East Palestine. I measure what compounds that will help to detox those compounds.
Oh, cool.
From the air, from the water. And we could clear stuff out because we're light beings without even ingesting. But eventually we need to ingest because we still have a 3D body. So, but initially in my teaching, all you need is water, salt, gratitude.
Okay.
So how cool was that? She was actually having waterfalls for days, just receiving my transmission.
Just by a transmission online.
Just by a
That's amazing.
transmission. Now,
Yeah.
if you know anyone in East Palestine, Ohio, if they have healers, my intention is to raise a little bit of money. So I go over there and train people over there how to heal and detox just with water, salt, gratitude first.
Yes. Okay.
Because
Beautiful.
it's like we're all working class, meaning like we're not balling sick money level, but eventually maybe we will, right?
Mhm.
Some of these tools, and then like I have proprietary carbon 60 vape. That's one of my number thing. We created very powerful ones. And these are high price items, but I was able to get some donation. But I have about 60 of them. So each one is super powerful. This is, I saved a lot of people's lives with that in the past 3-4 years. Now, basically, even to remote, I could transmit it. But the intention of if we raise a little money, if we get a little bit of like an event, not necessarily just to do healing with them, or just like a mini meeting and demonstration. So I could demo, because what I do is instant. So I could demo and training the healers, because I heal other healers and other master healers, because I focus on fundamentals and basics.
Right.
But something that works right here, right now. Like when you detox with me, you detox instantly. A lot of people, if they just hold gratitude, just talking with me, let's say they have period pain, low back pain, it's already dissipating just by listening. So sometimes I don't even need to have certain intention, because I conduct that all the time.
And I really appreciate, because, there's been multiple crises that's been happening, even here in LA. Like when we had the crazy riots, there's been shootings. Master Jeff's like first on the scene, and he's not there to investigate what happened. He jumps into healing. And I think that's being of service to others. To me, that's why I believe you're having that high vibe human experience, because you are putting into practice for others what it is you do, and it's unconditional. And so, I mean, we're talking, what was the one you said, Japan? Was it?
Nepal. Japan. I did charity event with Japan a long time ago. So, I mean, even on my club promoter days, I've been doing charity. It's just, even I wasn't spiritually awakened, but I was doing spiritual awakened stuff.
Yeah.
I was transmitting energies already. As a promoter, let's say we get bar money.
Yeah.
Which I don't drink at all. Like I totally I don't do that anymore, because it's easy money, right? But then even during that time, that was my consciousness level. Then I still I transmute the negative energy to positive.
You still knew what to do.
We did amazing things. Like you could check out my album Nepal, when we did healing with Nepal. When Nepal got hit, the government would not even reach out. The real Nepalese people are mountain people. They're in the mountain, so their own government don't even reach out for them. I mean, they got broken bones and all kind of this ailments. Nobody reached out to them. So I gave crystal patches. This crystal patches works instantly, and I train our team at the LAX before they actually boarded and went. And we have tons of people over there, because they're lightweight and they work instantly. So we work, let's say, within infections, regenerations, everything. What's a cool thing with my teaching, you could reduce pain within seconds and minutes. So you could reduce pain within seconds and minutes with any of my tools, or just with water, salt, gratitude.
Yeah. Now, is that working with people that are ready to receive and ready to heal? Do you find that you ever come across people that are just resistant or testing? You're like, I don't feel anything, or because they're not in the mindset.
I mean, there's a small fraction is like that. I mean, I heal combat veterans, firefighters, vaccine injuries.
Okay.
Every day. Well, at the end of the day, if they detox, they can only
Oh, he's going to pop back in.
Can you? Oh, sorry.
There you are.
Yeah.
It's all good. Got it.
So when people are detoxing, they could only do so much. Yeah. So with my teaching, like I just open their meridians instantly. Boom, boom, boom. whether they receive or not, they will start having spiritual kundalini awakening. Like they will start crying nonstop, this and that. So it's pretty drastic now.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, whether you're gonna receive it or not, some people get upset. What are you doing to me? I'm like, take a few steps back. You're just in my energy field. They're like, oh.
Oh, so are you looking for other alternatives to GoFundMe? Is that what you were saying? If any of yours
Yeah,
have
but
okay.
I hit people up. I have not actually spoken with the person, like people with a personal experience.
Okay.
So I just need like, hey, is it good to go? Because, you know, I mean, if you only raise a few $100, you know, or whatever, it's the money that we're going to raise. We're going to get more of, you know, more healing tools.
Right.
Like right now, I have this. This is one of them that I created my own to heal everything that we got right now, from detox, from hormone balance, spike protein, so vaccine injured, this and that. I created this. It's called Rescue 19. So I measured compounds that actually work with everything that we are got going on right now. So that's my own thing. Beautiful. And the number one simple thing that I do is CBG. That is very strong. This is 600%. I mean, 600 milligram CBG.
CBG, not CBD.
Yeah. So that's a natural compound that's affordable right now that I use a lot. You know, so with CBG, I don't necessarily like to do anything, like I said, like plant medicine, that if you don't know the maker, if you don't know who processed, I'm majority 99% against that. But if you have your own, you know, I have a friend that actually a master in, I know the sort, because I measure energy. Because I don't necessarily, let's say, if you say, well, this pen is healing, right? I'm like, okay, let me measure the energy. What's the ink made out of, right? Like the people that are actually touching in the process, you know, in the alchemy process, when you're in the process of healing, the consciousness, whoever that is touching and in the process of making, it actually binds in the quantum. So who you interact with during that process, it's crucial. Now, going back to that CBG, it works with everything. It's adaptogen, kills cancer, tumor, especially with dogs, and it's very affordable. And some people, even though, let's say, I've saved thousands and thousands of people help with this thing, some people are not consistent or willing to try. So I have so many different things. I say, oh, most people are into the carbon 60 because I have my own carbon 60 in water, which is super beyond powerful. But if they're not sustaining and maintaining, then, you know,
they still have to do some of the work
and
too.
then after I do all of spiritual cleanse and detox, then I would actually introduce, which I would never thought I would actually condone microdosing, because I used to do a lot of exorcism on people that do ayahuasca, do all this combo stuff. I do on doing the cleaning the entities attachment from those rituals. Yeah,
it went something sacred to something like trendy, and then it got all morphed weird.
That's part of my thing that I act literally every day. I would have one or two cases, but I have to do an exorcism. That's a big part of what I do, because my light is transmuted darkness. I came from the dark. I was really dark most of my life.
I'm with you. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, dark. So, I mean, you know,
we have to go through those things to be this ultimate light, because we're so aware of that darkness.
And that the thing is, and this is a big part of my teaching. So this is why I become a master teacher, is people thinking like you have to go through some process to conduct light. False.
Okay.
You could be the super dark place, and you're a dark motherfucker yourself. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse, am I?
That's all right.
But just imagine, I used to work with insane criminals. I've seen, you know, people get, you know, I might need to show you the letter of commendation that I got while I saved a lady, my own mentor, getting beat to death. So that was the reality. That's like the violence that I have to face every day for over 20 years is immense. and I was a supervisor that I'm responsible for a lot of lives. So when you are the wolves of the wolves, when you like subdued the most violent, sick soul that had thousands of demons in them, it's those demons transfer to you. And I already had tons of demons within me.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to walk around with ultra violent thoughts and urges to harm others and myself.
Oh, man.
So to drown those voices like a dumbass, I do parties and drinking.
Numb it out. Yep. You numb it.
Because
Mm-hmm.
instead of, until I had no choice. Now, going back to what I'm saying, how do we conduct light in the most dark? Yeah. When you get over your damn self. So my spiritual teaching 101 is to get over your damn self. Let's say when I'm at work, I just take 4 shots of espresso. That I was doing that for 15 years, hon. So I could be halfly functioning. Every fucking morning, I woke up like, and that's what I was dying. That's why this crystal patch saved my life, because I was dying. That's why I had a spiritual awakening from healing myself from dying. Now, in the midst of the darkness, when you chose to get over yourself and commit to serve the light, you conduct the most light in that moment. It doesn't have to be you believe in this, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
For instance, it's like this. Let's say I had a patient that smeared feces. Okay, and we have to figure out who smeared feces. I have 50 grown ass fucking criminals. Right? Because it's interrupting the whole thing. Like if they smear feces in the hallway, they smear feces is like, and I had to get over myself. I lined them up. I know I smelled their hands, every single one.
Wow.
And I saw the one that was scrubbed clean. He was like a neo-Nazi kid. You would not think, because he's very highly intelligent, but he liked chaos. So I got him. So, but if in that moment, if I say, "Oh fuck this," right? When I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but in that moment when you serve, because everything is in that moment. Like, what are you feeding in the moment dynamically? In all aspects, spiritual, mental, emotional, energetic, physical. I had to get over myself. I wasn't feeling good. There's a potential violence when I'm like, let me smell your hand. They're gonna punch me, right?
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, you brave soul. Yeah, they're
Well, yeah. I had authority because I was in charge. Okay. I was in charge for the floor. Okay. I was in charge for the unit. So I would say, there's no activities, any leisure activities today until I get this shit done.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Now, so pressure, peer pressure, So either you're going to, but then I did not get to that discernment of what I need to do if I did not get over myself. So the teaching is get over myself, even when it comes to potential danger. But you just need to be mindful about it. And this came from a guy that was drunk the night before. Think about that.
Wow. Because you had to deal with your work.
With potential danger. So I have to be awake and alert, because if I don't, people will come home in a stretcher. Yeah. Which had happened a few times, Yeah. Not like, same with me, like, because, broken bones and ankles and that stuff happened where I used to work.
Yeah.
So, just to give a little context, when people said, darkness, that was how dark it is, because it needed a different type of tenacity to endure all that and still care about people, people backstabbing me as a staff, and I still have to look out for them. That's the thing, right? Get over myself. I still have to protect my staff, even though they backstab me, because we're talking about, so we're locking a unit inside of secured compound. So in that unit, if you go to the bathroom, if someone pushes you in the bathroom and rape you, I have to know how to get to that. So I'm that guy that walk around and doing environmental checks. Like, I can't even have styrofoam coupling around
He'll pop back.
Sorry.
That's okay. I can cut that out.
So what I'm saying is like where I used to work, I don't like there's there's people that's able to make a shank out of everything, even from styrofoam cups.
A shank?
Yeah, so
Holy
you could melt
smoke.
that. You could arc out of using paper clips. You could arc the you could create like you get shock a little bit. You could arc with a wall, and you could melt down the styrofoam cup, make a blade.
Oh my goodness.
And
Well,
that's
there's
the
so
thing.
much
It's
more.
like,
Yeah.
it's like one of my police officers that work outside the unit. This is the crazy things. Like I was working night shift that time. I was walking out. It's like, all right, Jeff, take care, buddy. And he got retired. He almost lost his eyeball from one of those. But this one, they made it out of a toothbrush. Then after that, they don't allow long toothbrush anymore. The toothbrush is going to be this small. No, so this is the kind of things. No, so from that kind of stuff, the party. So for me to drown that, right? And to this.
That's just like,
it's like,
so amazing.
Yeah, it's not, again, so this is, so when people's like, Jeff, how did you get to this point? I was like, it's a long story, but here's basically this is what I say about transmuted darkness. Is some real fucking darkness. Because I even like those demons that got transferred after I subdued a lot of those men. It's an urge, hon. It's an urge. Like I deal with suicidal crisis. I'm not talking so about suicidal ideation. People that's ready to hang themselves. I have testimonial about that. Check out my testimonial album. I did a remote healing from a guy in London that's already to hang himself. Made the news, learned how to make the news from YouTube. Ready to hang himself. And I was able to talk to him because I was there, because I was suicidal. And on top of all that shit, I was suicidal. I was low-key suicidal. So I know how to get to that, but then I know how to have him fight for his spirit. So my methodology of exorcism is to have their own power of the light. That's what I'm saying. In the midst of the darkness, the most darkest low, when you actually commit to get over yourself and commit to the light, you conduct the most light in that moment.
Makes sense.
So how do we get there? Accepting truth as is. And that's it. That's where to get over yourself is important. So you accepting truth as how you not want to see it, how you not want to hear and see is as is. So most of suicides, unless it's organic brain damage, is pure demonic possession.
So you lean into the darkness. You're leaning into it. You're not just trying to. That's dark powers be gone. You're like, in it.
Not only that, they're already these demons. Sometimes, not all bad. These demons needed to be transmuted too.
Yeah.
So, and these entities, they don't know. They feel pain. These entities feel pain. That's why they trigger you pain. So a lot of these chronic illnesses, they have demonic entities. They trigger pain, so you have emotional pain, and that if you stuck to that emotional negative loop, that's their fuel.
That's like the
this is why it sounds redundant. How many times I say water, salt, gratitude?
A lot, but it needs to be ingrained in people's minds because it can be that simple.
I could measure you with how much salt you need, dilute it in water. I would hover it over your hand, not even touch it. I would reduce your pain.
Yes. And folks, check out the first episode with Master Jeff Mamora and I with this high vibe hangout where we were doing that. I had the glass with my hand. You can see all of that. Or check out the testimonials album on Facebook. He's very active on Facebook. There's videos. There's the testimonials from others. Got to check all that stuff out. Yeah.
So I have thousands of dollars worth of crystal patches. I get supported from the CEO himself right now for East Palestine, Ohio. And so this
there's my patch.
There's
my patch.
I have some more for you. Okay. So what people need to know too, I provide complimentary instant healing when pain relief and detox for combat veterans, vaccine injuries, a lot of vaccine injuries, firefighters. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
they're not so easy to crack because they don't, most of them, they're not where we at.
The tough
But
guy
that's okay. That's why
exterior.
I have this capsule form.
Okay.
You know,
So they
that's
feel
why I
like they're
have this
taking
liquid
something.
form.
Yeah, they feel like they're taking something. They don't believe in a sticker, basically. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
and then
saying?
the carbon 60 stuff. But with the carbon 60 stuff, they were like, I would open their meridians, and do some breath work. They thinking like, oh, it's just breath work. I've been into workshop of breath work and other ceremony with breath work. I said, okay, but this is a little bit more activating, and they're freaked out. Let's say I go to Mothers all the time. I did this instant exorcism at Mothers in Costa Mesa in cafeteria, and I just basically opened the meridians in the hand, activated, and we did the shroom infusion, the psilocybin infused in coconut oil in the hands, not even ingesting. It activated so much light. It was my friend's wife, started bawling nonstop, 20 minutes of hard cry.
Oh, that must have felt so good after.
Yeah, well, not so much for the waiters and the waitresses in the cafeteria. They're like checking every minute. I'm like, I've been saying we're okay. I'll let you know. Like, every 5 minutes, I want to see what's going on.
Aw, yeah.
It's like, oh, do you guys need some more hot water? Do you guys need this? Because it's like, it's like, we're good. We're good. Mothers, if you're not from OC or LA area, it's an organic market,
Beautiful. Good spot. Yeah.
So anyhow, this is what I do, is just everything instant detox, instant this. And my main thing, everything has to clear out this spike protein from shedding, and, and all the toxins that we are being bombarded, the dioxin that's in the air, especially from Ohio. And the way I detox is, number one, increasing endogenous glutathione. That's why I use those patches, and if they're not open to that, I have a lot of other ways. Natural ways, it's just not as sustaining. Number two is by increasing mitochondrial function. How do we do that? Water, salt, gratitude. So when you're actually doing water, salt, gratitude with breath work, I'm assuming that people that's listening still breathing, so that I didn't include that in the list. Water, salt, gratitude, and breathe, right? I just said water, salt, gratitude. So when you do that with alignment, you actually will conduct more light, because you're getting over yourself. Let's say whatever that you are thinking and feeling, if you set that aside and just focus on gratitude, you're getting over yourself.
And when you say getting over yourself, you mean stepping out of the ego's mind, or just stepping out of
ego
the
and
me?
pride. And then ego and pride is not always what we think. Ego and pride.
Uh-huh.
If you think, let's say as a mom, this is 99% I deal with, well, maybe 80. Now, it basically mothers. So they have such an issue. Moms has an issue of doing stuff for themselves. So
Yes.
their ego and pride is actually continue serving their husband and children.
Yeah.
So it's ego and pride is not what you assume what it is. That's another basic teaching that I do. Never assume. So once you're actually able to feel good receiving for yourself first as a mom, that's not easy for mothers. I said, I need you to take time and receive love at this time from me. I need you to make this time really receiving in the heart, in spirit, in the space that you are receiving your own love, attention to the detail, not thinking of, I need to do this for this, I need to do that for him, I need to provide this, and that. Now, those patterns and thinking are non-conducive in the moment of you trying to do self-healing.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Those scattered little thoughts.
Yeah, so that's what my teaching. So those, let's say when we think we created some kind of a attachment, when we feel, we conduct those attachment to become connection and energetic cord, and then with the intention of the emotion, that's actually the equivalent of, are you roaming or you have a good connection? That's all it needs for you to have this little vortexes. Then if you don't have conductivity, like, is it conducive? This is why I use the word conducive. If it's conducive in the moment, it doesn't mean it's conducive the next minute or the next hour. So if it's conducive, you could actually feel the energy expression. That's what I'm measuring in things and routine or in compounds, because there is an energy expression. If it's conductivity in it, so if it's conducive, you could actually feel the conductivity. You could feel the energy expression, and you could measure. Do I need to do this now? Is this
Do you
conducive
need
for me?
pardon me? Do you need to do this now, you said?
Yeah, like you're asking yourself, is this conducive for me? Do I need to do this now or later? Because a lot of people, let's say we get intuition. A lot of people get, I need to do this, and especially empaths, like 100% most of my clients and students are empaths, and they process, not in truth, they process with ego and pride. So they assume this is for me to process. Most of the time I said, that's not even your shit to process.
To discern that first.
Yeah. Is this my shit? No. Yes. Is it my shit to process? Yes. Is it to be processed now? Just because you feel things, it doesn't necessarily think. That's why I'm saying never assume.
Yeah.
So,
well,
sorry, you kind of get everywhere.
I love all the everywhere.
Yeah.
I love all of it. A little bit of a pivot though, because I want you to talk about kind of what's on deck, because you're thinking of doing in-person events now too.
Yeah, so
not just long
I'm
distance.
looking for like locations. I'm just going to keep it simple because I was focusing on my and I'm going to be honest, so hopefully I'm not going to offend anyone. So the reason it's been kind of delayed because I was focusing on my Patriot community and spiritual community. To my own, I guess I was expected too much. I guess to my own heartbreak, I wasn't getting sustained responsible response. Meaning they say, yeah, man, let's do this shit. I'm down. And then when it comes down to actually even planning, I heard crickets.
I hear that. Yeah.
I was like, and you know what? There's the little boy in me, and it got heartbroken. I was quiet for a fucking minute. I was like, is this? Oh my God! I was expecting too much. It was my fault. My own fault. And then I'm like, okay,
you
cool.
create. You create a beautiful network, and then it's like they fall short when they say they'll be there and the support and stuff, and then they're not there. And you're like,
a learning experience. So I'm just gonna go back to my, old method. I'm just gonna provide music, good times, food, maybe some healing, not so much. So because I'm getting more support from normies. Normies just giving me, hey, I have $40 here, $60. I know you're the real deal, bro. I don't fucking get it what you do, but I know you're the real deal and you do good. I was like, oh wow, that felt good.
Yeah, the people you least expect.
Tools, new raw materials for me to bring over there.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I have not found a good location yet. I'm just gonna do that and maybe some dancing.
Woohoo!
Some, high vibe music, some dancing, and then I'm just looking for a location because I used to have all the hookups with all the bars in Pasadena and LA. This one I don't anymore. I haven't done that in like 10 years. So
gosh.
Manifest,
let's put it out there.
That's what I'm saying. So it is almost like it is by design, and God, the universe, whoever you want to see God as, it's kind of like putting in it's like I had to do my own, like I just like make a call. Hey, are we good? Do this. This is going to be it. Yeah. Easy for me to get sponsors and all that, but I wasn't doing that anymore because it was selling alcohol. But now maybe we need to do our own thing that's more transmutive, more transformative. And maybe it's time for me to incorporate our youngins,
there you go. That's what I was brainstorming.
I'm going to look out for like the youngins, and then a lot of them, they're already awake and whatnot. And I'm not even going to limit myself now because that's what I figured out my mistake to the Patriot and spiritual community, because, it put me in this delayed event, right? So I'm just going to put it out, just normie, hey, a regular fundraising, not sure exactly where and what, because my connection is not like before in those things, but it's coming. So people are excited. At the end of the day, people like to be entertained, you know?
And a gathering. People love the gathering, especially with music.
Shit, I'm ready to sell some tacos, honey.
You know, get the taco guy. We got taco
You know
carts
what I'm
all
saying?
over the
Like,
place.
hey,
I
let's,
can set that
and
up.
some grass fed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how many
I can
people
help
have,
set up the High Vibe Foods, man.
yeah, like
I still
something,
got some old
some
equipment.
live music, some DJs. And so it's been raining so much out here.
I
So
know.
that's why, and that's another thing. I go with the flow. Like
Yeah.
this morning, right? I apologize. I was late because I was I was having waterfall. I just go with the flow. That's all you could do, right?
Yes.
You know?
And grace one another for that. You
Yeah.
know,
So, and that's it. And
no stress.
so again, if we raise even $1 from this, it's 100%. If you haven't check out my work, I've been doing charity all my life. You know, this 100%, the money will go to healing tools. It's not money for them because I feel the government will, even though they fucked them over, they're going to get some kind of money. But those money's not going to mean anything if they're going to die of cancer in a few months, few years from now.
Yeah, you're getting
So
something tangible.
Yeah, and then not only that, if we get some kind of traction, then we could have this type of help. Like, how many effort actually really healing? Like, I heal veterans all the time, and I get frustrated, and I have to cleanse and ground not to get frustrated because they're so cliquish. They have tons of money in the veterans, but it's just like I'm providing and I'm healing. They don't want solution. They actually want to prolong the problems to get help the whole time. It's just like that intention is already harmful to healing.
The program, yeah.
It's the program, and they're so cliquish. It's not even cool. It's so cliquish. It's like you guys like. I went to put real quick story. I went to do healing. My friend said, "Hey, they have a veteran thing here. Let's do a talk. Maybe they're open to your healing." That this old guy with the O2 tank at the bar. And I look at my student and I was like, "Honey, you got to learn how to pre-qualify. You know, they're not going to open to what we do, but this is their own bar. They have money. Can you imagine? They have their own crew. They have their own bar.
Wow.
And they're local to me. And they have like a whole, like they have like stage. They have a whole thing. Like I could do it even over. They have like, and then I was explaining to them like, you know, we could let's do some charity healing event here for other veterans. Oh no, we only associate ourselves with real combat veterans. That's what I'm saying. That's how.
Oh, they really clicked themselves
up.
I
was so fucking upset, man. I was like, here, you got me, you know, one of the person not like see what I've done, even though he didn't believe I could reduce pain within minutes or reduce emotional pain in minutes. You know, it's like, but it's just that everything is just like feeding themselves in the lower grid, you know. And so that's just why, but there are some that are open now, you know. And sometimes not so much boom right away into the spiritual healing, but sometimes they are ready when, you know, because they deal with a lot of demons themselves. You know, one of the combat veterans that I do healing almost daily, like little contact daily, told me that he woke up after all the, you know, been cleansed for a while, months and months. I give him routine and protocols. He woke up feeling good and almost feel guilty feeling good.
You feel guilty. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And I'm like, and that's, I said, give me a call, because even me, I know how that felt. I know I felt guilty of staying alive before. And that's one of the most challenging things for me because you're addicted to pain. You're like, when this is why I'm a master in pain relief specialist, because I work on myself even on that. At the end of the day, people are addicted to their pain. At the end of the day, people are married to their pain. It's their identity. So, becomes their identity. It's like a whole thing of you know. But so that's why when you do the real spiritual work, when you do all that stuff, it's bang, instant. If you do it correctly, but it takes that commitment. Like I said, even in the midst of the darkness, when you commit to the truth, to the light, you conduct the most light there in that moment. And it's helpful, you know, like if people don't know my work, you know, they say, "Oh, you're a master teacher because it's all theory." This and that. No, I've saved countless lives in the midst of suicidal crisis. Countless. You know, it's just not all in that realm will give you a whole testimonial.
Right.
But
it doesn't just-
one did, the guy from London did, and he didn't even know me. He was FaceTiming me like in the morning. Who's this guy FaceTiming me? You know,
How did he
like,
find you? Just online? Was it Facebook?
he
or
was
something?
a friend. He was a musician.
Okay.
He was a saxophone player as a jazz, very known jazz band in there, and he started smoking crack, and then he got invaded by demons.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they need the assistance. They need someone like you there, because when you have that instant healing, that could freak you the F out, because
Oh yeah,
you're like,
but you know
I'm not
how
used to this.
I was able to assist him, to convince him, you're not hearing your voices. These are demonic voices. You know how I got him into that? So we cleanse and ground, so he has some kind of compass, internal compass, what's dark and what's light. And then I gave him talking good about, we'll talk about girls, we'll talk about music, you know, because I know those musicians will get panties thrown at them, right? At the end of the gig. So I feel good. It's important. So and it takes decades of experience in mental health dealing with insane criminals for me to know how to do all this. Mm-hmm. So all my experiences to do it. Then after that, then I said, can you hold a note when you are playing saxophone? Yes. I want you to imagine that, to hold the note, the best note that you get, the longest as you can. Okay. How does that feel? Oh, I put him back to that moment. And then what is true? What is really true, that he could actually feel the resonance, feel it in his bone, feel it in his teeth, right? And I said, once I got fully 100% there, I said, allow yourself to listen to those voices. How does it sound like you? Oh no, that's not me. You're invaded, mate. Once okay, let's do okay, now you know, then we do exorcism.
Oh, so they have to,
but sometimes you don't get to that point. I just blast, but then if I blast the light, they're the one that's holding the freaking, most of them are like that. They're married to their pain, because the pain, actually, that's the reason why they got invaded by these entities.
Mm-hmm. They became an easy conduit for it. They're like,
and some people, it's almost like a slow detox. If it's an alcohol based, this and that, what will make the demon weak?
Woohoo!
Because you're detoxing and your liver becoming healing, they're weaker. But then if you don't work with your anger, because I was an angry motherfucker. My nickname was AMF, angry motherfucker.
Oh my goodness. And then I know you in person, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a life.
Oh yeah, but I was not good.
Yeah.
You know, I had a little bit of like old guilt resurfaced, like yesterday, before I did a wellness. I'm coming out with my own wellness shot with the best olive oil maker. They have their own land and their olive oil. On the way there, I started having this emotion. I would start crying of old feeling guilt of like, you could have done better. Oh, I was like, whoa, where is this coming from? I was detoxing, and this is the thing. There's mindfulness of detoxing. You're detoxing though, so when you're feeling things, you don't assume you are reliving. You know, it's coming out of you. Yes, I was feeling the whole feel. It's like, fuck, where's this coming from? It's like, fuck, I could have done better. But what is that taking? It takes you out of the moment. I'm about to do something great right now, creating a wellness shot. And then, well, because I've been already purging. So when you're purging, when you're following Lexi and me and you're purging, you will go through all this feels. And that's some of the old debris that's attached to the old patterns and the old selves. And this when I'm saying peeling the never-ending onion, is some real shit. This is it. That. Like, I'm just giving an experience of what I had to go through yesterday. So, you know, so that's kind of things. And so when people say like, I'm a work in progress myself, I'm not perfect, you know, but I'm good. And I'm at the master level of what I'm doing, because I continue working on myself and others, like all day, every day, baby, you know?
Yes, you have not given up. That's what I love so much about you, is knowing the dark history, but knowing how you keep stepping into mission. Like you are.
That helped me. when I was doing charity work, I was suicidal, Heidi.
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
I don't do the charity work, I can't, and like, it's like, kill yourself, kill yourself. I feel the urge and I hear the voices. You know, so by doing charity work, it was so stressful. Doing a fucking live event like with the bands and this fucking headache, but I needed that.
Yeah.
So it's
It
almost
kept
like a
you.
I don't know want to go self-preservation, self-saving method, but it's like I need to do something that feels shitty.
Yeah.
But I do it. I did it. And that's the thing. I get over myself instead of feeling shitty. Okay. When I do good to others, it helps. You reach a certain level when you have to do good for yourself. But initially, if that's where you at, that's what I started with. You know, that's, you know, I mean, I was doing charity healing back when Indonesia was hit by tsunami. And then I turned it spiritual at the end. I want people to go home. So we raised money. We had bands, we had this and that. And we held at the Indonesian consulate in LA, we held hand and we turned off the light. We had a moment of silence holding hands because we had all different religions, you know, and we just have a moment of silence holding hands with candles. Not one single dry eyes.
Oh, I can imagine.
That kind of stuff that I would like to do in the beginning. Like if we could party, we could this, but at the end, that's a closure. Yeah. Then I was doing all this when I wasn't even quote unquote officially spiritually awakened, but I was already doing it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm now going back. It's like, hey, you know, fuck all this feeling I could have been better. Like I did pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I did a lot of bad stuff, but I did some pretty cool stuff too.
You were always in the place you needed to be at that time to learn all these things. Hence the master. Do you by chance know Felicia Lacroix? She's Funshine Fairy Tales. Funshine Fairy Tales is her handle.
I'm not sure I'm familiar. No.
I'm picturing now like an event with her and her group as well, who are incredibly high vibe. They just but they're there for the healing. They're there for the events. They do events. So, I mean, I just picture, yes, this is going to be, you're unfolding into another round of doing these events, I think, but in a different
mind.
It's happening.
Yeah, I was not, honestly, I'm fighting myself like, fuck, there's a lot of work.
I know,
do it. But you know what? It is what it is, you know. I gotta, you know,
but keep reaching out. Like I told you, let me help with menus. Let me help with the costs of that. Let me, you know, you've got the peeps, reach out, see who's involved.
You know,
and don't just count on those.
Music. I still got some of the music stuff. And then, you know, hopefully some of the young ones will come through. So we're just going to do that. Music, food, you know, maybe it's not so much healing, but the healing's there when people want to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I mean, pretty cool. Like say like, normal kids, normies coming up. What is that? Oh, that's sound healing. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's crystals. What is that? Oh, that's, you know, detox. Oh, we need to detox, you know?
Yep.
Stuff like
so many more asking questions now. It's perfect timing.
Yeah, which is cool. And that's like what I call that teachable moments. Yeah. Teachable moments are not for kids, for all of us, all the time. You know, like this is again what I think we talk about. I'm not sure we did like I encourage people to stop saying I'm a truth seeker, you know, because truth speaks to you all the time. Go back to the basic teaching. I said, you need to get over yourself. So when you get over yourself, you're able to accept truth as is. Actually, truth speaks to you all the time. Be a truth acceptor. Right. So truth is not to be seek anymore. It's to be accepted. You're
right. Oh, I got to change my bio.
We got spoken to all the time. We got blasted with what the fuck we need to do all the fucking time. Yeah. It's just like when we get over ourselves, we're able to receive it as it is, accept truth as is, and process truth in truth. Because when you process, like once you get the realizations, this is all my work is about enlightenment. You know, initially maybe Kundalini spiritual awakening, but after that doesn't mean that's the wow. No, you got more work to do. So when you process, if you process new experience that is super amazing and miracles with your old patterns, you're fucked. You relapse. So that's why I transform addicts. A lot of addicts I transform in one session.
In one session?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Because I transmuted all my addictions throughout my life. So I have the energetic signature to transmute that. Okay. If the person are open, because I use, like, my approach is very clinical due to my background with, working with criminally insane. But then my application is spiritual. So um, I hope I don't offend anyone, but I am against AA and NA teaching because I used to run them where I used to work.
Okay. You're
I mean,
against
because
what
those
now?
are spells. So those are spells. Those are dark arts. These are spells to keep you. I call it the teddy bear system. Whatever you say after I am, it is you.
What did you say though? You're against what teaching? You said
AA and NA.
Oh, yes. No, I the same. Yeah. I had someone
AA
tell
and
me
NA,
about that.
because I used to run them, and
Yeah.
then after you have spiritual awakening, you see the program. I was like, holy
Yes.
shit! This
You're
is a
literally
program.
just saying
No,
what you are.
And then, well, if it helped a lot of people, it's cool. But then after that, it's not a thing. You need to
Right. You
graduate
have
from
to
that.
do it.
It's a teddy bear system, I call it. Let go
Yeah.
of the fucking teddy bear, homie.
Yeah. I know
It's a
that's a
teddy bear
hard one.
system. So
Yeah.
let
That's
that
hard.
shit go, and then we go from there. Now, so there is no such thing as substance abuse. Well, they're referring substance abuse is because the substance is outside from yourself. No. People are married to their pain. They're addicted to their internal triggers that the outside substance is triggering. Now you understand all my simple saying and teachings, what we talked about. It came from really profound work. Even though the saying seems easy, like get over yourself, right? It's no, but when I do it, it's actually because it's been applied millions of times over. It's not just a knowledge is not power.
Yeah.
Knowledge is potential and power.
Yeah.
If you don't apply knowledge in spiritual work, if you have the knowledge, you have the realization, if you don't apply it, you're going to get slapped around.
It's a very empowering to choose yourself and to choose to be well. Like it's very empowering to make that choice and then start transforming.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So once we actually figure out what is the internal triggers that the person actually addicted to, you're addicted to those internal triggers. It might not be pleasant to admit that.
Yeah.
Then after that, usually it created compromised areas, liver, this and that. So we create an energy grid, sometimes with the patches, with breath work, whatever, with cleansing and grounding, to make those compromised areas enhanced. So you're in a harmony, so you could actually accept more truth. Okay, well, this was actually, I'm addicted to this because I was sexually abused. So you heal that. So the addiction that you need to work is addicted to those internal triggers. So once you do this, people don't even actually have the urge to do the drugs or the alcohol when you do this. And then it's like this, a real quick, I had this barista at Starbucks. My healing hub was at Starbucks before because I didn't have a clinic or this and that. So I used to meet people at Starbucks. I would do spiritual healing there, even exorcism. I did healing with all the baristas there, so they don't say shit because they need me. This is like the club promoters, like the street smart, right?
Yeah.
So I would hang out there every like I would just do a lot of demo healing, especially a lot of them with pain and this and that. So the barista came, he was a heroin addict. He's like, hey, I heard you're the man. What did you hear? Well, I'm the best boxer in the world, but I have this addiction. I'm going to be a world champion one day. I said, wow. So you and then like, yeah, I already know all the neuroscience shit, I'm a genius when it comes to how to, but then I'm addicted to heroin. I just like the way it feels. Okay. So I made him in the blissful state in 4 different ways, a true blissful state. And then after that, I don't know how you do this. Like you make me feel good without taking drugs. And then I said, okay, now when you're really truly ready, then you call me. Now you have no choice. If you really think like and feel, I could only feel good because like heroin did this, that, but I made you feel good in 4 different ways better than heroin. Does that mean the person will choose what's better for them? It's up to them. But I gave them that demonstration, real life demonstration. So I said, now you have blessed, you already been blessed with all this really feeling good in 4 different ways. It's up to you what you're going to feed it or not. And he didn't
empowering.
And he was just a kid as Barry said, Starbucks. In the middle of the night, he called me. He was, he was having the craving, right? And he called me. I'm mad up. Jeff, I only have $20. what do you have for me? We got to detox your liver first. So we got to use the crystal patches. We do some breathwork cleanse. And it's like, bro, how'd you do this? I'm good now. Yeah, but the internal work that you just did, that's the first thing, because you reach out to me.
Yes.
And then you commit. It's like, and I'm like, bro, people need to know about this. Yes and no, because even people know doesn't mean they're going to do it. Just like I gave you 4 different experiences of like a spiritual high.
Yeah.
But then it still takes you to actually commit. And even this doesn't going to make it all transform. You still need to do the work. But now you have the tools. Like, if I fuck up this time, I'm going to have a harder lessons, because God sent Jeff for me to experience like a higher, like, say, if you look at my testimonial album, a lot of them put like they're in the bliss, or even live videos, they're in the bliss. That's the Kundalini effect of it, and it's not people saying like a regular saying, oh, bliss. No, they're literally in the bliss state. So I use the bliss state. Most Kundalini practitioners, they use it as an escapee, like escapism. I use it when you're able to detach from the marriage of that pain. So you're able to detach and learn to be the observer. So you detach your attachment emotion to your routine. So everything is habitual. And then the more habitual you are, the more of that attachment and energetic thing that you have with that. That's why I have cleansing ground. I created a spiritual cleansing ground, so you could actually dissolve those. So your commitment of your gratitude and you for yourself needs to be stronger than those attachments. And that's actually practiced with breath. The rest is just tools, but this is the core teaching that I do.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit hardcore. Is that a little bit too hardcore?
I love
Is
the
that good?
hardcore. Well, that's life. That's our human experience. It's hardcore. It's empowering. It makes you cry. It makes you waterfall. It makes you do all the things. So, but we have to honor it, and we have to share our experiences. So, Master Jeff, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. I implore you to check out his testimonials album and check out all the beautiful things that Master Jeff is doing. And you will be hearing announcements of the events and fundraising coming up, and check it out. Don't say you're going to check it out and then not check it out, or share. I mean, every little penny helps, and like 100% of everything goes into actually something tangible. You can see where your money goes, and that's to heal others.
Yeah, that's like, put it this way. Yeah. We were able to get some of these because people donate. And this is not regular vape pen, okay? Let's say I'm going to do a quick demo so people could know, okay? Have gratitude in your heart. That is carbon-6 aerosolizers. So what did you feel?
Honestly, I felt my little sticker tingle.
Yeah, activating.
It's like
activating any kind of detox.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so that one is actually specifically designed to energetically whack anything related to Lyme energetically. And then after that, because that's one of the harder or more challenging things. Then after that, it will turn to an energy creation that will actually grab spike proteins and anything that is non-conducive for the body, from like viruses, heavy metals, because they have electrical charges. So this is through energy. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you for all that you are and do. I truly appreciate you. Ricky Leaks, right? You're on Rumble,
yep.
Ricky Leaks channel. We're on Facebook. You're on IG. You're all over the place.
The IG is, I'm pretty strong with my political statements. So I'm just giving that heads up. The Miracle Movement.
The Miracle Movement. Okay.
And
I'll put all those links below and everything too.
But, and then,
to be honest, everybody knows you.
So stuff. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
So how do you feel about you get a little bit more backstory?
Which is so important to me, because that's your human experience, and that's what I love with everybody because we are all our own little thumbprints. We're our own fingerprints on this planet. And how did we become to be who we are, and why you choose this mission of service to others, and what is your past like? Thank you for sharing all of those difficult stories, because it is important.
It is. So this is the message I would so we focus on at the end of our amazing talk. Once you heal and transform, and you transmuted the perception of pain and suffering, you becoming the medicine of that perception of pain and suffering. So in my work, you are the walking medicine. After all the work you've done, you are the walking medicine.
I think that's the sign of a master healer, is one that just assists someone in healing themselves. So
at the end of the day, yeah, I assist a lot, but at the same, they need to do the work and allowing. So at the end of the day, it's self-healing. Yes. The work, you got to do it. You got to get over your damn self and do the work.
Yes.
Nobody is exempt from that. Look at me. I was purging like a month ago.
I know. We got to get you back over there. And to our little Patriot spiritual communities, we love all of you. But, putting into practice all that you say and do is following through with what you say and do as well. So
it's a different level. Again, like I said, knowledge is not power. Application of knowledge is power. Maintaining your realization and continue applying with gratitude is transformation.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me again. You'll see this on Rumble on the High Vibe Hangout series, and then I'll throw it all over the place. And maybe Master Jeff, you and I can be in the chats when I do air it, and just to talk to peeps if they have any questions. And I look forward to talking to you again and seeing you in person. Thank you again for everything.
Thank you. You are so beautiful and so
it's the
amazing. And consistency is key, what you're doing.
Thank you very much for that. I get some lulls. I get a little busy, but
look, guys, it's not easy to be consistent, because I got to be consistent every day. It's not easy, but you know what? I'm a behaviorist. With that consistency, you got nothing. On that note, have a blessed day. Stay blessed.
Have a blessed day, everybody. We thank you for joining.